the IO that I sent you. The water cooler block. The Pool Master, that one works pretty good.
Nice, man.
Miller joined your channel.
What's up, man? Yep.
Max there?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, the processor. Hold on.
That's our target! Capture the objective!
Objective Able has been upgraded.
Alright, well, I'll be back.
Miller left your channel.
Bro, you're infantry, you should know how long it takes.
That's what I'm telling you, it doesn't take long at all.
Sir, she's a first sergeant now. She's got promoted, I can't remember what she said she was.
The Ripper, you ever meet up with the Mako out there?
Nah, dude, never. 7 is the one I was using before. And then I was using the M2.
Yeah, that's the one I've been using, dude. That freaking fire rate is hard to
I just
control.
hit fire, bro. I use that thing on small maps and just hit fire. Dude, it would not let me call down artillery on this tank. Nothing.
Let me buy the ported barrel and I have to unlock it, I guess.
They have destroyed Objective Baker.
Capture this objective.
Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Before we look at my specialization tree, I just want to go ahead and thank you all so very much for supporting this channel. I just saw that the channel has grown to a little over 2,166 subscribers and counting. You know, everybody has to get a start somewhere, and so I'm just ecstatic. Can't thank you guys enough. So if you could spread the word about this channel and so on, hey, awesome. It's more than appreciated. So let's take a look at my specialization tree. Of course, we're looking at the F4U-1A Corsair. I did do a 1C, but let's take a look at this one. Alright. So we're looking at the 4x 20mm cannons combined with the 4x 20mm explosive cannons. You know, when this Pacific Theater was first released, these had such an amazing amount of splash damage, especially like in the trenches and so on. It's still not that bad. But anyway, so I went with that. And then, of course, the fin barrels. You really need to have the fin barrels, and not necessarily go with the field repair on this one. Mainly because you can still survive AAs shooting at you if you time it just right. You guys probably saw a lot of that in those clips. Probably what, Iwo Jima? Yeah, there's lots of AA on Iwo Jima. So, you know, you just time it just right. Hit number 3, you should still be back in the game, if you will, as far as flying, and be able to survive. So go with the fin barrels. Don't go with the field repair. The reason mainly for that is mainly because these will overheat real quick, and you don't want that, especially diving down. You know, trying to hit your targets down the trenches or, you know, down the beaches, and you can't because your cannons are overheated too quick. So yeah, by all means, go with the fin barrels. Next is the 2x incendiary bombs. Again, when this was first released, these things were absolutely amazing. You combo with this right here, and it was like no joke. I mean, before I started doing recordings, you could probably get like 2,000 points almost every single bombing run, especially on a map like Pacific Storm, that first sector, A and B, mainly A. And you gotta keep in mind, back in those days, they didn't even have Fliegerfaust. So, yeah, it was a pilot's dream. And I'm shooting myself in the foot for not having the footage back then, but because it doesn't really matter now, because, you know, things change. So anyway, these 2x incendiary bombs, it still has a decent amount of, I guess you could say, splash damage, or what do you call it in RPG games, or AoE, area of effect. So the area of effect, you know, the actual flame, is still okay. Where is it most effective? I'll tell you. Play Iwo Jima, for instance. Once the enemy team on, was it Breakthrough, gets to Mount Suribachi, for instance, you know, that's approaching the final sector. You drop that right in there. I mean, they're all grouped together. You can get some pretty good kills. I ended up getting a monster kill doing that. I actually did it recently with the A6M20, and recently, of course, with I believe one of the Corsairs, if not a monster kill, close to it. So it's a lot of switching back and forth. You know, if you saw the very beginning of this episode, I decided to go with the 500-pound bombs. So, you know, it's a back and forth type of thing. You know, if you're obviously trying to take out tanks and so on, you have to, you know, have the 500-pound bombs, for instance. You know, personally speaking, I don't really go with the 1,000-pound that much. My attitude is, you know, you drop one of these, let's say you do, I don't know, 40% damage or something because the tank slightly moved or the LVT slightly moved. You want to be able to finish that off with another bomb. Yeah, this does more damage on the first go, but think about it. You know, if that tank slightly moves and you're at high altitude, you go all the way back to resupply. My attitude is just hit him with another 500-pounder, and yeah, don't have to worry about the resupply, and then you can mess around that sector, just do strafing runs, so on and so forth. You know, if you guys know me by now, I'm a big fan of flares. You might be wondering, well, if you're such a big fan of flares, Max, why the heck don't you have it selected for your specialization tree? Well, for the purpose of making a really cool video, I had to decide to go with the improved resupply because I wanted to just quickly get that resupply going and not spend so long in regards to that. So, but as far as team play, you want to go with the flares. I mean, knowing that you're going to rack up more points. And of course you're going to make your team happy, your squad, and so on. So, but for purposes of me making a video, yeah, improved resupply is the way to go. Simply because I just didn't want to wait. Yeah. That doesn't mean I wasn't helping my team. It's just, you know, I just wanted to, hey, get the thing, the cooldown, I should say. I wanted to be quicker. And then last, I had to go with the improved control surfaces. You're going up against zeros and so on. And even if you're not going up against zeros, you get them on your 6 and so on, you got to be able to shake them off. Improved control surfaces makes your plane more maneuverable, just like it says. Zero, I believe, is the most maneuverable plane in the entire game. Talk about maneuverability, not talking about the best overall plane. Best overall plane is probably still the F4U-1A G6. But yeah, the final patch update's coming out, and I did see in the notes that the P-51D, as well as the other planes, will have a fixed high altitude package. So yeah, that's gonna be great. Anyway, getting off the subject. Gotta have this final one. Absolutely can't stress that enough. You have to have this. I would say even if you're a joystick player, you still gotta have this. You just want to be able to have a chance, if you will, against zeros. So there you have it with that. You know, in my clips, you also saw that, you know, I might have gone with the 500-pounder up here, and instead of going with the improved resupply or the flares, I actually went with the AT mines. So if you're focusing on armor and not infantry kills, then I would highly recommend going with the 500-pounder and then dropping it down to the AT mines, and then after that, of course, still improved control surfaces. Now, if you're focusing on strictly dogfighting, for instance, right? I would go with the 4X LMGs paired with the high altitude propeller, and then after that, depending on your playstyle, you know, believe it or not, I would say smoke screen, but you're not gonna be able to pull that off all the time. You get up against a, you know, very experienced pilot, for instance. He's gonna know that you're trying to do this whole trick, so that's only gonna last so long. Do it a few rounds, but don't rely on it. What I mean by that is, again, high altitude, you get really high, get guy your 6, do the smoke screen, you know, where he gets lost and so on. Kind of shake it up a bit. Try to go left, try to go right. If you do the straight up and down method, you know, like I said, maybe 2 or 3 rounds you might be able to pull it off, but he's eventually going to figure out that's what you can continue to do. And if he's flying, for instance, a 0A6M5, he's going to have probably the 8X rockets, and he's just going to shoot right through the smoke, and then he's going to get you, he's going to win, and you're going to be like upset. Well, not too upset. It's just a video game. But anyway, so that may be your playstyle if you're one of those type of people in which you don't want to sacrifice the smoke, and you want it to be a circumstance in which you still want emergency repair, then of course you don't want to go with the smoke because you're going to sacrifice that. So again, it depends on your playstyle with this, but again guys, I can't stress enough that there's so many different variations depending on the map loadout. So what I mean by that is this. You're playing Wake Island, for instance, and you're focusing on infantry and you need to reset this. Well, before you hit that deploy button, you will keep it hovered over the plane icon. You click on the customize before you spawn, and then you go with this specialization tree, you hit reset, and then you're good to go. And you can do that on the fly, like as many times as you want before the map ends. So anyway, that's it for today's episode for the most part. I apologize, I got kind of allergy flare up going on right there, but nonetheless, go ahead and leave a like, comment, let me know what you think in regards to the specialization tree, or how I have mine compared to how you have yours. I used to be the type of guy who used to go with this just because I wanted my plane to be faster, but there's no right or wrong method really when it comes to the F4U-1A Corsair. There isn't. So it's a fun plane, and yeah, and apparently, I guess, was it later today, there's going to be all sorts of epic new skins and stuff. So I personally really like this one, but I'm looking forward to seeing all the new skins with the final update, the second half of the final update. But most of all, I'm looking forward to proper server support, or some kind of server support, I should say. Alright, I don't want to keep this going on because I don't want to seem like I'm just going on, but it's a lot to cover. So anyway, thanks again guys for watching the episode, and we'll see you on the next one. Over out for now.